So today I have for you 4 thrift store makeovers that can easily transition from season to season. So let's get started.
So for this DIY here, guys, it is going to be with this frame. It is actually on the longer side, but it's thin. And I found it for $4. It was $3.99. Not bad. So I decided to switch it up completely. I'm going to remove the back. And then I started removing these staples that was holding the glass and the picture. And I quickly realized I need to stop doing that because this is exactly what I'm going to need to hold the tin that I'm going to put here in just a few minutes. So I decided to just fold the staples to the side and then carefully remove the glass and the picture. Once I had it removed, I'm going to give it a quick scrub just to remove any stains or any dust that it may have had. And then I am going to give it 2 coats of Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the linen white. And as I mentioned before, I want all of these thrift store makeovers to have an easily transition from season to season. And I think this one will nail it. I was recently at Walmart and I found this beautiful piece of tin which was in the crafting supplies area, and I thought it would be perfect for this project. So I'm just going to cut it in half, but first I'm going to mark 3 spots right down the middle, and then I'm going to connect those dots so that way I know exactly where to cut. And I'm going to cut it using shears that I got on Amazon. These shears are awesome, guys. If you're looking for some good shears, these are really good. I do have them on my Amazon store, so if you want to check that out, I do have it down below. Alright, so here is the issue that I'm having. For some reason in my mind, I thought it would be like, it would line up really well. And it did, because these are going to eventually overlap just a tiny bit. So on this side, it's almost even. But on this side, it's not. So I might have not measured right. So now I'm going to have to make another cut on this side so that it's even, and then cut down this side. So now I am going to take some antiquing wax by Waverly, and I'm just going to start dabbing it. This is a brush. It's like a hard bristle brush. I think it's meant to be for stenciling. I'm not a fan of it for stenciling, but I have used it to create rusting kind of look. So something to look like it was rusting for a while. So I thought it was perfect for this tin. So I'm just going to go all around the edges, but really it's no right or wrong way. You can just do whatever you want if you're going to recreate something similar to this. Then I'm going to take this, it's kind of like a terracotta color spray paint by Rust-Oleum, and I'm going to do the same thing. Just dab the brush and then just start dabbing all around where I already placed the wax. That way it's just getting a little bit of contrast, because when some things rust, they have different tones. They have like browns and oranges, and I just wanted to mimic and make it look as realistic as possible. So after I was done with the rusting portion of it, I'm going to take the frame and I'm going to seal it using polyurethane in the crystal clear. And I'm just going to do one pretty good coat and let it fully dry. And now I'm going to take the same antiquing wax by Waverly, and I'm just going to start applying it. I first started with a piece of sock, like an old sock, and then I quickly switched to the brush because it was just easier. So the goal here is to antique it a little bit, distress it a little bit, but instead of sanding it, I'm just going to use the antiquing wax. I'm going to apply it and then start wiping off. And I'm going to wipe off actually quite a bit of it. I even changed into a wet wipe. That way I can remove as much as possible, because I just want the antiquing wax to be a detail within the frame. And then I made sure I went through it with a dry rag and just to remove any residue. So then I flipped it over, and I'm just going to place the tin here very carefully, trying to keep it underneath those staples that I mentioned earlier. And I'm going to place both of them one on top of each other. And then I'm going to place some tape. This tape I got at the Dollar Tree, and it's just basically like a mailing shipping tape, but it actually has really good stickiness to it. So I'm just going to place a couple of pieces here on the back. That way it'll be nicely secure. Then I'm going to start pressing down those staples as best as I can to keep it in place. But I also decided to add tape all around. That way it'll keep very secure, as well as hide all the staples and some of that yuckiness that was on there. So now it's time to dry fit the flowers that I'm going to use for the front, and I'm just going to mark in the front and then the back, 2 spots where I'm going to drill holes, and that way we can thread the wire as well as the jute twine in here in a little bit. To drill the holes, I made sure that I had the piece of wood underneath as well, because you don't want to mess up your surface. So make sure you always have a piece of scrap wood that you can drill on. So there we have it, 2 holes. Now I'm just going to use the florals here and just going to place them, cut the excess stem, and then start tying them with this wire. This wire is from the Dollar Tree, but you can use any wire you have on hand. I'm going to loop it around twice and then twist it in the back and cut the excess. Now I'm going to make a simple bow here. It's going to be a multiple loop bow using some burlap ribbon, and I'm going to tie it in the middle using some jute twine. Basically, you just loop it around several times, tie it in the back, and then I did do some dovetail cuts on the ends. That way it looks nicely finished. And then I'm going to thread the jute twine through the little holes and tie it in the back so it's nicely secure. And then once that was done, I thought it would just needed a little bit more oomph to it. So right above the bow, I decided to add some, I have no clue what they are. I think they look like berries, these things. I got them at the Dollar Tree. They come in little bunches. So I just cut a couple of the branches, and I'm just going to thread them right through in between the bow and the rest of the stems. And I think it turned out stunning. I know it has a little bit more of a fall look, but if you remove the flowers and just put summer flowers or even Christmas, maybe some evergreen, oh, that would look beautiful. All right, moving along here for this next one, I got this vase for $10. Yikes. Yes, it's a lot more than I would have spent. The reason it was this much is because it is heavy duty. Like these things, look at how these handles are attached to this vase. You see that big nut bolt? It is crazy. Nonetheless, beautiful vase. We're going to give it a new look that's going to easily transition from season to season. The first thing I did was, as you saw, clean it up, tape off the handles, and now I'm going to give it 2 coats of Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the linen white. And then once it was dry, it was time to remove the tape and remove any excess paint that got on the handles, which was no big deal because it is water-based paint and it did come off pretty easily. Now I'm just going to seal everything once again using varathane, polyurethane, and give it one pretty good coat of it and then let it dry. Once it was dry, it was time to start applying the antiquing wax, and once again, I'm just going to brush it on pretty heavily, making sure that I get it on all those details that this vase has. And then once I was done brushing it, it was time to wipe it off. Wiping it off was actually pretty satisfying because, you know, of all the details that this vase has. But it was as simple as just wiping it as much as possible. I did have to clean off the rag in between because there was so much wax on here. But I did get it as much as possible. Alright guys, so I decided, so this is what it's looking like. Let me show you. It is pretty how I expected it because there's so much texture everywhere on this vase that it's just a lot of the antique wax got in all the creases, which is perfect. However, I'm going to use this white paint, and I'm just going to, it's already like, there's hardly any paint on it. It's really pretty dry. And I'm just going to start dry brushing it right on top. And you see here, like, the ridges are going this way. I'm going to start doing it the opposite way. That way I can get the top white more, but still keep that dark inside. And I'm going to do the same here. Just kind of whitening a little bit more the outside details, but leaving the dark on it. Okay, so I've been working at this now for about 10 minutes or so. And I decided to actually dab a little bit more, even on the inside, just to mute that brown even more. And I'm actually a bit obsessed with how it's coming out, because I don't know, there's something about this texture, and there's something about the imperfections that are there that makes it look so perfectly. Go in there and just dab. And if I got paint on this, which I did right here, it comes off with water, so I'm okay with that. And to style it, guys, it was pretty simple. I just basically took some greenery this was from Hobby Lobby, I believe. No, from Walmart. This was from Walmart, and then the flowers were from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to start placing them right in between the greenery pick, just threading it through, kind of like getting all those branches in between each other until I saw that what I wanted. And once again, guys, this thrift store makeover can easily transition from season to season by simply removing the florals and adding anything for Christmas or spring or summer or fall, and it would look beautiful. My friends, I'm so excited to let you know that today's video is sponsored by Hoover. Hoover graciously sent me this amazing vacuum that I am so hooked on. It is the Blade Plus, and it is cordless with a rechargeable battery. I absolutely love using this thing. So I would love to tell you that I clean it very well after every video, after I DIY, and after I craft. The reality is that I don't. However, this changed once I received this amazing vacuum, because you can change the nozzles. It could be like this one right here, where it gets in nice little nicks and crannies, and then also just cleaning with this manual nozzle. And then of course you can easily switch up the nozzles by simply removing the nozzle that you have on and place whichever one you need. And then of course we can do the floors, which I love, love, love. I have kids, I do a lot of DIY, and it's really hard keeping it clean, but it's so much easier using this Blade Plus vacuum by Hoover. It's so easy to maintain and clean, and it's just so lightweight. I am just so happy that they sent this to me. Thank you so much, Hoover. I am going to have their link down below in the description box if you're interested in taking a look at this awesome vacuum. All right, for this next one, guys, I am going to take this tin milk can that I thrifted. It was, I believe, $3.99 or $2.99. Really inexpensive, and is a really good size. I did want to permanently seal in the top because the inside was very yucky looking. I contemplated painting it, and then I decided, no, let's just leave it as a decorative milk can. So once I had the top glued, now I'm going to use this little mixture of paint and spackle that I use. I actually pre-mix it and leave it in this little container. It just gives any surface a more of a textured look, and I actually like the way it looks. I should use it more because I love the way it looks. Once it was dry, I'm going to give it just one coat of Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the linen white. And if you're wondering, the brush that I am using is a chalk paint brush that I get on Amazon, and it is also down in my Amazon store, which is linked down below. Now I'm going to seal everything using polyurethane, and again, just going to do one coat, but pretty heavily, making sure that all the areas are covered. And to keep everything looking like it's a set, I am going to also wax it using the Waverly Antiquing Wax. This time around, I'm going to use just more of a technique like it's rusting, but it's almost like it's fading upwards. So I'm going to start pretty heavily on the bottom rim and then work my way up and almost fading it, making it lighter and lighter as I move up. I also added a little bit on the top rim, as well as the handles, and as well as the little cowl detail in the front. But then I did wipe the excess only on the top portion, not the bottom. The bottom I left as is, but on the top portion I did soften it just a little bit. And then I grabbed, that rope that I removed from the tin that I got at Walmart. Well, I'm going to reuse it here, and I'm just going to tie it around the top rim of the milk can. And then I'm going to take some of these little picks left over from the Dollar Tree florals, and I'm just going to tie them together on the bottom. Basically just going to take some jute twine, rolling around on the bottom, and then I'm going to cut the excess jute twine. Once I have it cut, I'm just going to place it right on the inside of the knot of the rope that I just did, and then I'm just going to tie it tightly. I did add a little bit of hot glue, and that way it's going to stay nicely secure, as well as then cutting the excess stems so they're not sticking out ugly up there. And look how beautiful this milk can turned out. I love this technique. Look at the texture of the can and then the rusted look. I just think it looks so cool. Love it. And once again, another thrift store makeover that can easily transition from season to season. For this next one, guys, I am going to take this box. It was only 99 cents at the thrift store. I'm going to clean it off inside and out, and then I'm going to start taping just this portion of this stencil. I got this stencil at Amazon several years ago, and I'm going to tape off that bottom portion because I only need the part that says Cafe Paris. And then I'm going to tape it onto one of the sides, one of the longer sides of the box. Now I'm going to use regular spackle. So this is now just spackle, no paint. And I'm going to start just placing it. Basically, you're just going to fill it in with the little spatula there. I don't know, is that called a spatula? Let me know if you know what that's called down below in the comments. And once it was completely filled, I just lifted it up. All right, guys, so look how cool this looks. I don't do it often on projects, but I haven't done it in a while either. And look at all that lifted stencil. It's stunning. It's not perfect, but I'm okay with that. So we're going to let it dry for a couple of hours. I have to run some errands anyways, but once this is dry, then we're gonna paint and add some more details, and let's see. And now that it is dry, it's time to start painting. And once again, I'm just going to give it 2 coats of Rust-Oleum chalk paint and the linen white, and I'm just going to paint the whole thing. Once it was dry, then again, it was time to seal everything using the polyurethane. And if you're wondering where to get the polyurethane, you can just get it at any hardware store. Truly, you can get them in a pint size or a gallon. I use a gallon because I use it a lot. And I just prefer this one, but you can use polyacrylic as well. Now I'm going to add some of that antiquing wax right on top and then remove the excess, just like I did with everything else. And this one, again, I removed a lot of the wax. I just wanted to stay on as a detail. That's it. I did do it on everywhere on the box. But obviously the part that sticks out the most is the part with the stencil because it has all those details. But look how beautiful this box turned out. It went from literally drab to fab. I love it. Another one that can easily transition from season to season. It's one of my favorites today. But let me know in the comment which one is your favorite. As always, guys, I want to thank you for watching. I hope that you get inspired to create your own thrift store makeovers. If you're visiting for the first time, I hope you consider joining our family. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. I am going to have a playlist here as well as a video that I think you're going to love. So click here, watch this other video here. I think you're going to love it. Thank you, Hoover, for sponsoring this video. And until next time, guys, bye.